still hear the soft summer wind in the live oak trees. And those Williams boys, they still mean a lot to me. Hank in Tennessee, I guess we're all gonna be what we're gonna be. So what do you do with good old boys like me? You know, I love that song. The line about the Williams boys. It's never just Hank. The picture ain't ever complete without old Tennessee.
Governor, I'm resigning from the campaign.
I don't accept your resignation.
Look, I just don't feel comfortable about this anymore.
About what?
This line of work.
Look me in the eye and tell me it's not gonna happen. Look me in the eye, Henry, and tell me you don't want to be a part of it. You don't think that Abraham Lincoln was a whore before he was a president?
I don't care. I'm sorry, but I'm not comparing the players. I don't like the game.
Jesus, Henry. You want me to get down on my knees? I can't do it without you. Don't leave me now. You're still with me, aren't you? Say you are. Say it. Say it. Henry, this is ridiculous. You gotta be with me.
Something incredible is happening out here. Sometimes it seems to be accelerating, other times it just seems to stop. I've never seen anything like it.
This is Oak Alley Plantation in Louisiana, and it reminds you of how the most extreme uses of architecture as a fantasy about classical civilization were being created here in the Deep South. Everyone who's seen Gone with the Wind knows the idiom: white pillars, avenues of ancient trees. Now, ancient Athenians didn't live on this scale, but industries like King Cotton created tremendous wealth, and since these planters believed their true model was the slave-owning elite of ancient Athens, they built as they felt the Greeks would have done if they'd had the luck to be born Americans. Despite its belief in preserving an aristocratic way of life, the slave South between 1800 and the Civil War produced nothing in the way of painting or sculpture that could compare with the achievements of the North. It was the songs of the slaves that would create a new American music by laying the deep roots of the blues and of jazz. But in the visual fabric of the master's life, there was no ferment. It was provincial and gracious, but not inventive. Stagnancy was built into Southern culture in all areas except architecture. There, the longing for a classical past still functions as a powerful image of nostalgia. Understandably, I guess, most Americans visiting the great antebellum houses prefer not to think too much about the atrocious system that put them there. The black bodies under the white columns don't show up in the restorations.
Over the years, thousands have been entertained in the state dining room at a variety of luncheons, dinners, and receptions. These events continue to be the room's primary use today. Some 30 formal White House dinners are held here each year, attended by up to 140 guests. Each place setting includes as many as 27 individual items, among them the distinctive White House china. Presidents have received government funds to purchase state china since 1817, when James Monroe acquired this setting, now part of the White House collection.
I've earned everything I've got. Can we begin our crusade?
The American people are getting a little bit sick and tired. They want to know who Dan Quayle is.
I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, you know, it'll take time to restore chaos. If you've got a chicken factory, chicken plucking factory, or whatever you call it, you know what I'm talking about.
Today, national progress and national prosperity are being held back chiefly because of selfishness on the part of a few.
Doing everything we can.
There's no question that American presidents have found it convenient to make an operation secret, because that way it obviates the necessity for public debate. In many cases, it's obviated the necessity for any sort of discussion in the Congress.
The savings and loan scandal has put white-collar crime back in the headlines. But some of the men who made fortunes while crippling our economy are still at large. Get the clues to help bring them to justice. Watch America's Most Wanted, Friday.
You can spend considerable time looking for opportunity, or you can save time by listening to this news about opportunities in energy. Demand for oil and gas is strong and should continue to grow, providing certain stocks with what we believe to be significant potential and investors with a timely opportunity. Call us. Merrill Lynch, a tradition of trust.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
If you're not recycling, you're throwing it all away.
Washington, the evergreen state, rich in resources. But today, our forests are being devastated, and our logs and jobs shipped overseas at record levels.
When we export raw logs, we're exporting jobs. That's not right. I'm the only Senate candidate fighting to keep our logs and our jobs at home, committed to saving our forests for future generations.
Don Bonker, a senator for all Washington.
I'm Cokie Roberts. Later on Nightline, a new poll shows Americans oppose cutting programs like welfare, defense, and Medicare. Balancing the budget. Who gets hurt? Now, stay tuned for your local news.
Good evening, I'm Mary Amashima with this KXLY Live News Update. How concerned should police near Sandpoint be now that an influential racist leader is moving to that area? Townspeople say they're more concerned about bad press. You'll get weather before our first break and Sports Extra. Everything you want on News 4 at 11 o'clock.
Real danger. Experience a new series that takes you as close to life and death as you'll ever want to get. Code 3. Series premiere just 1/2 hour from now. Stay tuned. There's more cops on the way.
A British secret agent ordered to work for a rich Texan must sabotage his scheme to kill all communists. Tonight at 10 in the $1 Billion Brain on Q13.
Prejudice. It can be very subtle.
I can't show them a house on Franklin Street. I mean, can you imagine a Spanish couple moving in there?
How would you react in this situation? I'm Herb Weisbaum. This form of discrimination happens every day. The important thing is to be aware of it. Join me live with special guests for an hour-long look into this hidden social problem. We'll place you in these situations, discuss how to be aware of them, and what steps can be taken to stop it. What's your attitude? Tonight at 8.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. Georgia Tech, Lethal Weapon 3. You've heard about it. Let me show you how effective they have been. They are led by the freshman guard from New York City. And is he a wizard? Kenny Anderson, 21 points a game. But there also is solid senior leadership on the floor. Brian Oliver averaging 21. And then the fastest gun of the trio. Can anybody stop him? Dennis Scott averaging 28 points a game. Overall, they are accounting, Billy Backer, for 79% of the team total for Bobby Crimmins. Magnificent.
Well, Brent, normally that'd be a wipeout, but all of these players are so versatile on the perimeter, no team has really been able to match them up, so that's what makes them so tough.
I just heard Magic Johnson saying, tell that man to hold on, but we're going to see the amazing Kenny Anderson when we come back in a moment.
CBS Sports coverage of this 1990 NCAA basketball national semifinal game is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, know when to say when.
Everybody's rushing to America's most popular movie.
I think we ought to check this out.
They're going by truck, by motorcycle, by train, by car.
You're driving. No, I'm driving.
This Memorial Day weekend, let nothing get in the way of seeing Lethal Weapon 3.
We're back! Yeah.
Rated R, now playing.
The freedom to say and think what we believe, to express our individuality and diversity. That's our birthright, and it's ensured by this document. Join us in supporting the National Archives celebration of the 200th anniversary of the Bill of Rights.
Louisiana, you're a wonder to behold. You've got a story to be told, and I want to hear it. So let me unlock your mysteries, from your borders to your shores. I'll travel down your back roads and walk through your ancient doors. Come live the life, Louisiana.
Charges of racial discrimination top tonight's look at news from around America. 6 black Secret Service agents claim they were refused service at a Maryland Denny's restaurant. The agents say they waited 45 minutes for service while white agents were served right away. Confirmed lesbian Roberta Ochtenberg survives a Republican challenge to win a place in the Clinton administration. She will become an assistant secretary in the housing department.
Are we ready for gay love in prime time? Tomorrow at 11 on Lifetime.
In July, on the USA Network, in the safety of his room, he witnessed a murder.
You know who they are, don't you?
Little brother riding us out. Silent witness, what a child saw. And the face of an angel hides the kiss of death. Beware the touch of Snapdragon. World premiere USA Thrillers on Viacom Cable in July.
I want to show something of what we can tell about Americans from the things that they've made, and how these images act in the story of American experience. When we look at them through the lens of their art, what do we see? Masonic imagery was so important in the politics of the American Enlightenment that it even found its way onto the dollar bill, the eye of universal knowledge above the pyramid with the motto, "A New Order of the Ages." But the biggest Masonic image of all was the monument to George Washington in the city that bears his name. 555 feet high, the biggest obelisk ever made, beyond the wildest dreams of the pharaohs. The Washington Monument is so much a part of America's mental landscape by now that it's hard to imagine anyone ever objected to it. But they did, vehemently.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an audio check from the south lawn of the White House. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
2 on each,
5,
the line side, 1
4,
on
3, 2, 1.
It is a simple mansion, built of stone and irony, a symbol of freedom invested with the labor of slaves and great statesmen alike. It is like no other place on earth, a house alive with the past and present.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. The President will begin by addressing the nation. Please hold your questions until he's finished his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Hello, everybody.
10 seconds, Mr. President. 5, 4.
Good evening. A few minutes ago, the United States ambassadors to every country in the world told the leaders of those nations what I am about to tell you. It's a bit complicated, so it will take some time, so I hope you will bear with me, hear what I have to say. Our society will continue as normal. Work will go on. You will pay your bills. In the White House basement, the first preparations for the state dinner are underway. Here, the butlers will find some of the 1,500 different pieces of china to set tonight's tables. It's one of 100 different tasks the White House staff will finish in their push to the dinner, now 10 hours away. The china is wheeled into the old family dining room. The White House is barely large enough to hold a dinner like the one planned for tonight, so this elegant room has been converted into a giant pantry, so butlers like Buddy Carter can serve tonight's 150 guests.
There's so many people that are capable of doing this job, but I'm one of the few selected that get to do it. So that's why I take a lot of pride in what I do, and I love it.
People come here from other countries, and you know, people from other countries, they don't have the opportunity that we have in the United States. Those of us who have been born in the United States, we are surrounded by so much opportunity, we don't even see it. Well, you get somebody from another country, they come to the United States, their attitude is so, they're on a high because they see, wow, I can do anything I want to do. I'm allowed to start up any business in the world I want to start up. If you realize that you live in the United States and you get your attitude in check to where you realize you can do anything that you want, anything, you can start up any business, you get that attitude, it'll give you that drive that you need to be successful. So if you have a great attitude, you're 99% there of being successful.
Marcus Halberstram for 2 at 7.
No, I want to know. Okay, I came here for the cilantro crawfish gumbo, all right, which is, after all, the only excuse one can have for being in this restaurant, which is, by the way, almost completely empty.
I'm very sorry, sir. J&B straight and a Corona.
Would you like to hear the... Double Absolute Martini.
Yes, sir. Would you like to hear the specials?
Not if you want to keep your spleen. This is a real beehive of activity, Halberstram. This place is hot. Very hot.
Listen, the mud soup and charcoal arugula are outrageous here.
Yeah, well, you're late.
Hey, I'm a child of divorce. Give me a break. I see they've omitted the pork loin with lime jello.
We should have gone to Dorsia. I could have gotten us a table.
Nobody goes there anymore. Is that Ivana Trump?
Secret number 3, stop listening to negative people. You know, every time you ask somebody, hey, I'm thinking of starting my own business, what do you think? And they look at you and they say, oh, it'll never work. Let me tell you why, it'll never work. Take a look at who's giving you that advice and then say to yourself, why am I asking people that are so negative? I say stop listening to people unless they're doing better than you, and there's only one way that you can go, and that's up.
By 1979, there was so much paint on the walls, another layer wouldn't stick. After removing some 32 coats of white paint, workers made a remarkable discovery. Burn marks from the most humiliating event in White House history.
Are you excited about being here today? Yes. Okay.
On the draw. Forward.
You're in Times Square with a couple of million intimate friends. 35 seconds. They're ready in 30. Get close to somebody you love. In 25 seconds, it'll be the new year. In 20 seconds. And we're going to count it down from here down when we get to 10. Are you ready? Happy New Year early. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy 2000!
Towering above all of the Capitol is the Washington Monument. At just over 555 feet tall, it was the world's tallest edifice when it was completed, and is still Washington's tallest. Though the monument looks impressive today, for decades it was not. In fact, more than 100 years passed between its authorization by the Continental Congress and its completion in 1888. Early delays were caused by a lack of funding and disputes concerning its design, which at one point included a flourished temple at the base. The result of the longest delay is still perceptible in the monument itself in the change in the color of the stone that occurs around 150 feet up the structure. In 1854, a controversy arose when Pope Pius IX donated a stone to be included in the edifice. The anti-papist Know-Nothing Party was infuriated. A group of masked men stole the stone and disrupted donations, causing a construction delay that was prolonged by the Civil War. For more than 2 decades, the monument stood partially completed. Congress finally approved money for its completion in 1876 and turned the project over to the Army Corps of Engineers. The change in color in the monument is due to the fact that the later stone was taken from a deeper stratum of the same Maryland quarry.
The Blue Room has long been considered the most beautiful room in the White House. It also has its best view. The curved wall of windows, once converted into an entranceway by President John Adams, overlooks the expansive south grounds. To one side is the Washington Monument. The Jefferson Memorial lies in the distance. The South Lawn has been the scene of many festive White House events, from the welcoming of a visiting head of state.
And while security has always been a concern, it's only recently that the grounds of the White House have been so heavily restricted. Throughout the 1800s, most of the grounds were open to the public. As late as the early 1930s, one visitor was able to walk in and interrupt President Herbert Hoover's dinner.
During the Hoover years, if the president or first lady happened down the hallway, staff were expected to disappear. Some remember jumping into closets, only to find them already occupied.
Visitors from around the world have long been drawn to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It is still the only residence of a head of state open to the public on a regular basis and free of charge. More than 1 million visitors come each year and carry away their own special memories of this historic place. As the last group of visitors departs from the North Portico, the staff begins preparation of the state floor for the rest of the day's activities. It might be a luncheon, a conference, a musical performance, or the arrival of a visiting head of state. Here in the entrance hall, many official functions begin.
Neither the press nor the public has the easy access they once enjoyed.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Where are you going? Here. Where are you going? Here. We cannot go inside yet. We cannot go inside yet. Where do you think you're going? Okay.
The last time a reporter could wander around the West Wing of the White House is 30 years past.
Okay. Okay. No, not okay. Okay.
The last time anyone could walk in off the street and shake hands with the president is more than 70 years past. Access to the White House has always reflected the society around it. Today is no exception.
It's a panic at the White House. A crazed gunman fires away. Now he drops his empty clip and tries to...
The Secret Service did a great job. They said they had him in the fight.
Strikes and you are out. La Casa Blanca ya está las dos strikes.
I think he was just shooting at the symbol.
In the spring of 1995, Pennsylvania Avenue, the street in front of the White House, was closed forever. Security increased, and the White House became a little more fortress and a little less house.
No. See, they greet these people here. They greet these people at the North Portico.
Each of the head people, the tables have been set up very well. I personally checked them.
The front person should check each table to make sure there's not any foliage or anything hanging around.
I hope there's nobody here.
My paycheck's down to less than $4 an hour this week, and the union won't even protest.
But then when you get paid, the guy doing it, mine's a hazard. The union don't even bury us anymore. Mining's always been dangerous. It always will be. We used to get paid fair for it. Now we got short wages. Now I hear say the company store is moving up them prices again. I can't even afford to put gas in my pickup. We're coal miners. What else are we gonna do? We can fight. You try to set up a wildcat strike, somebody will squeal and they'll murder you, Lonnie.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Your boy's different.
We're all different.
Paramount Pictures presents...
Here he is, Forrest Gump. My boy's gonna get the same opportunities as everyone else.
Tom Hanks.
Where were you hit? In the buttocks, son.
That must be a sight. The world will never seem the same once you've seen it through the eyes of Forrest Gump.
It's a household name.
Rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, July 6th at theaters everywhere.
Nestle celebrates Walt Disney Pictures' new animated feature film, The Lion King, now in theaters. Just bring home delicious Nestle beverages like these. They're perfect for the entire family. Then send for your own Lion King soundtrack or an exclusive cuddly Lion King offered at a special value. Check Sunday's paper July 10th for details. Plus, register to win a giant Lion King at the Nestle display in participating stores.
Oh, hi. What do you have? Myself, I had the goulash, I had the fries, I had the cheesecake, and now I'll have the Tums. Tums has calcium.
Many antacids don't. These have aluminum and magnesium. So do these. Tums helps knock out heartburn and gives you calcium.
Something your body needs anyway. So what do you have? Have the goulash, have the fries, have the cheesecake, and have...
Tums. We're paying at the pumps for that Alaska oil spill. How much at 11?
The energy of the Olympic Games. Texaco has captured it on a special videotape. Profiles of Olympic athletes who demonstrated the strength to endure and the energy to go further. This collector's tape is just $4.99 with a fill-up of System 3 gasoline. And it comes with a coupon for a free 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola Classic or Diet Coke. Good on your next visit. Get your videotape today at Texaco.
There's a motion on the floor. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Shell.
Mr. Chairman, Shell customers are asking for 8 presidents.
What's all this?
A set of 8 presidential collector coins, free at Shell.
What's the value of these coins?
Well, it could be considerable because when you collect them, you could instantly win up to $50,000 in gold.
Sheriff, we could take a short recess.
You may win part of $1 million at Shell.
Gene, yet another round of name-calling marked this day on the presidential campaign trail. Republican George Bush ridiculed Democrat Dukakis for riding around in a tank to toughen up his defense image. Bush said that won't fool the Soviets or anybody else. While Dukakis fired back, calling Bush ineffective in the war on drugs.
Imports have tripled, drug-related deaths have doubled, and heroin imports into the United States are up by 50%.
Dukakis told Los Angeles police cadets today that if he's elected, he'll hire 600 new federal drug agents and 800 more federal prosecutors.
My friends, the streets of America do not belong to drug peddlers and crack gangs. They belong to us, and we're going to take them back.
Dukakis said he'd pay for his stepped-up war on drugs with money and property confiscated from captured drug dealers. Gene?
And while the U.S. campaign proceeds, Soviet leader Gorbachev made a major foreign policy proposal. Mr. Gorbachev proposes a swap, that the Soviets close their largest foreign naval installation, Cam Bay in Vietnam, and the U.S. pull out of the Philippines. Subic Bay, a major supply depot, and Clark, a major base for fighters. Well, President Reagan says he'll study the deal, but reaction in Congress was largely negative.
This is totally one-sided and frivolous. It should be summarily rejected.
Leases on the Philippine bases are up in 1991, and negotiations are reportedly going badly. It's believed Gorbachev is taking advantage of that situation. Well, for this week at least, international problems pale in comparison to the problems of security at the Olympic Games, the greatest security in history. Police have trained as hard as any of the athletes.
I eat sausage with onions with your president, and my wife is telling me get lost. So I take a Clorette's.
Hello, my little babushka. Only Clorette's has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
I don't believe this. I have a piece of garlic bread with my dinner, and what happens? My dog won't even come near me, so I take a Clorette's. Hey, Ruffy!
Only Clorette's has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
Party of the year. This is the jam of the decade.
It's MTV's Dawn of the House Party, the New Year's Eve show that won't...
Looking stunning and beautiful as you always do.
Oh, wasn't that nice?
You too.
You like my rope?
This is...
Grab it. Favorites.
Oh, you guys are so nice. I'm gonna get embarrassed. Quit.
I wonder if...
MTV's Dawn of the Decade. Tonight, 11 p.m., 10 Central.
Only on MTV.
Hello. Gotham Corner Store? Yes, we seem to be down to our last diet fruit. A gentleman is on his way to pick some up. Just look for a black car. And by the way, the gentleman is usually in quite a rush.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Batman's in a rush, all right. He's already out on video cassette. Catch Batman now at a special low price.
I just don't see how this is gonna
Jamie,
help.
I told you. Police aren't taking me seriously. That guy didn't even take my statement.
I just don't see how this is gonna make a difference.
Look, I slept for like 10 minutes last night. Okay, I know this is crazy, but I gotta do something to make myself feel better. Are you gonna try yours?
So you getting a gun permit?
That's right.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Stop that.
Secret number 4, make life a game. You know, when you're on the tennis court and you're playing tennis, you're hitting that ball, you're running and you're sweating, you fall down, you cut your knee, you grab the ball, you're dying of the heat, but you're having fun because it's a game. Well, you know, if you look at everything that you do in life as just one big game, all of a sudden going to work becomes fun. Waking up in the morning becomes fun. If you learn to take everything that you have to do in life and turn it into a game, all of a sudden you're going to find that life is 10 times more exciting than you ever thought, and you'll be 10 times more successful. I promise you.
Drop the weapon! Drop it now! Get on the ground! Put...
Secret number 7, stop thinking job. You know, all through high school, my teachers told me, you know, when you get out of high school, you're going to want to get a good job. You know, you're going to have to learn how to fill out this resume, because if you do, you'll be able to get a good job. You know, they never taught me. All through high school, I never learned that 75% of all the millionaires in the United States today made their money by starting up their own business. They didn't make it by going to work for somebody else. You got to stop thinking job as soon as you realize that there aren't just a few million millionaires in the country. There are millions and millions of millionaires, but 75% of them made it by starting up their own business. So if you stop thinking job, your chances of success are 10 times greater.
Imagine being your own boss.
There are no excuses!
Imagine being financially independent.
I don't want my job. What? I don't want my job, and I don't want my life. Since I was 5 years old, you've been loading on the pressure, seeing if you could make me explode. Well, I am going to explode, Father, and I don't give a damn. You know what I did? I bought $43 million worth of bonds I knew were total garbage. You did what? I burst on a target on my own head. I went out. I went out. Get a hold of yourself, for God's sake.
Imagine making your financial dreams a reality. Imagine being your own boss in a home-based business of your own, totally financially free.
Are you ready to get with the program? Why can't you love me and leave me alone? Love is not part of the big picture.
But can you really make big money?
Most millionaires will tell you that if you want to make big money, find a way to participate in other people's efforts rather than just your own. Work smarter instead of harder. Soon you may find the majority of your income being made for you through others all over the country, or even around the world. So whether you're looking for a supplemental income of a few hundred to several $1,000s a month, or a serious income of 5 to 6 figures monthly, there simply are no other business opportunities available today. Many people are now waking up to the fact that the only true job security anymore is realized through being their own boss. Time also reported that over 11 million Americans operate a business from their home, and the Labor Department predicts that by the year 2000, 40 to 50% of the American workforce will be working at home.
Come on in. Come on in.
Start talking. Who's your boss?
I don't know his name.
You are your own boss, and you can work part-time or full-time. You don't need employees, so your overhead expense should be extremely low. You have very little paperwork, and you can take advantage of numerous tax benefits while being able to travel almost anywhere in the world to develop your business. It is a system by which a company distributes its products or services through a network of people who have chosen to be independent distributors for that company. The network marketing industry is expected to see tremendous growth over the next decade, partly because it effectively utilizes the power of direct sales to capitalize on what is known as cocooning, the rapidly growing trend of people finding ways to purchase the goods and services they need without leaving their homes or offices. The Direct Selling Association in Washington, D.C. estimates that direct sales is over a $50 billion industry. According to the Kiplinger Washington letter, direct sales is a worldwide phenomenon, and apparently corporate America has recognized the strength of this industry because you now have companies such as Colgate-Palmolive, Gillette, Firestone, Gerber Foods, General Motors, Sprint, MCI, and even Coca-Cola that are utilizing forms of network marketing sales. William Pekaitis, Group Manager for U.S. Sprint, says there's no better way to get your product right in the consumer's face.
I'm not good at sales, and I don't want to have to sell to my friends.
Eventually, if you're persistent and develop an organization, you can receive what is known as residual income, which is essentially income generated by other people while you're able to do other things. Could you get excited about having more money in your life and the time to enjoy it? Suppose you had an exceptional dinner at a local restaurant. Well, you'd probably end up recommending that restaurant to others. And if they liked it, they would refer people they came in contact with, and so on and so on. Did you get paid for all this word-of-mouth business you generated? This networking principle is why network marketing works so well, even with people who claim to have no sales skills. And it's not door-to-door sales. You simply share products or services you believe in with others that you come in contact with, and your business will grow in the same way. Eventually, most of the people buying your products or services and working in your organization will be people you didn't even know when you started your business.
Secret number 2 is keeping your health 100%. Yeah, I tell people, if you have your health, you're worth $1 billion. Nothing else matters. And if you abuse your body and you eat garbage year after year and you don't take care of yourself and you don't exercise, then all the money in the world doesn't matter. Because sooner or later, your body isn't this incredible machine that can take all this abuse and not break down. Sooner or later, you're going to pay the price. I tell people, you know, if you don't exercise, you can break open your bone right now. I learned this from Covert Bailey, one of the most incredible speakers I've ever met. You feel the inside of your bone. It's slimy and it's gushy. And that same person, if they exercise an hour a day, 6 months later, you break open that same bone and it's rich, thin blood. Think about right now what the inside of your body looks like, and then ask yourself, how can you not afford to take care of your health? Your health is worth $1 billion. Nothing else matters. People that say, well, I just don't have enough time.
Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy, most people probably don't listen to the lyrics. But they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band itself. Hey, Paul! Ah!
News singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glow, the bombs bursting in air, yet prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So far, foreign airlines are really going for the 777. Foreign airlines, in fact, have ordered more than 100 of them. And to make sure they can pay for those planes, the U.S. government is ready to help. Cairo's Todd Smith takes a look at the U.S. Export-Import Bank.
A block from the White House, the U.S. Export-Import Bank finances foreign sales of American-made products, everything from agricultural equipment to Xerox machines. But the bank's biggest deals involve U.S. aircraft, mostly Boeing aircraft. Last year, the Export-Import Bank arranged financing for the foreign sales of 55 Boeing planes, sales valued at $3.3 billion. Without XM help, those sales could have been lost to Airbus, Boeing's European competitor.
What we're trying to do is make the United States aerospace industry, including the aircraft industry, the most competitive in the world.
Here's how the XM Bank worked the recent $6 billion deal with Saudi Arabia for 50 Boeing and McDonnell Douglas planes. A 15% cash down payment was required. The XM Bank then helped arrange a 12-year commercial bank loan and guaranteed repayment of it with U.S. tax dollars if the Saudis defaulted. All XM Bank plane deals are handled in this one-stop shopping fashion.
So to come to us, you come to one place. If you're going to buy an Airbus, you have to go to 3 different export credit agencies in Europe, namely the one in England, the one in France, and the one in Germany. That alone is a big selling point for XM financing.
She left, and everything golden went with her. Nothing could bring that angel to earth. To drown in her laughter.
Save me.
To revel in the careless scandal of her walk. To breathe her innocence was life itself. My angel. Was it me? Did I somehow drive her away?
There are many loves, but only one obsession. Calvin Klein's obsession.
Ah, the smell of it.
Now, your gift with any $30 obsession purchase at the Bon Marché.
From ABC News, around the world and into your home, the stories that touch your life. This is 2020 with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters. You've seen it in the movie. Tonight, a true exorcism. An eerie, chilling, mesmerizing ritual performed by Roman Catholic priests.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I silence Mika. I command the spirit of evil to leave now.
We don't want to leave. We don't want Gina.
The church insists demonic spirits plague this teenage girl. John Cardinal O'Connor has warned that Satan is among us, his evil spreading.
Sinners! Your brother's getting worse. What wars are coming? You understand?
2020 followed this story for 12 months. Tonight, Tom Gerald takes you inside the Catholic Church for an extraordinary event never before seen on American television.
God the Father. God the
The
Son.
Exorcism.
God the Holy Spirit.
We're gonna get wasted.
And Spring Break 1991. But it's not in America.
It's like Mexico, where you have total freedom.
Cancun, Mexico. Endless beach, endless drinking.
Most of the people who come down here, drinking is their first priority.
Is it innocent fun or too close to the edge? Whatever it is, even high school kids are getting in on it.
It's our last chance before college, and I mean, we're really just looking to have a good time, unchaperoned.
John Stossel asks, Mom, Dad, are your kids here? Those stories tonight, April 5th, 1991.
You done watching it?
China, as I guess most people know, produces most of the world's fireworks, so they've got to be very happy in that respect today.
This is still a country where people take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but beyond that caution, there was an optimism that China has turned a corner in recent years, that the future is brighter than anything they, their relatives, their ancestors have ever known.
Thank you, Mark Litke, our chief Asia correspondent.
The tracks go off in this direction.
I think by the year 2000, everything's going to fall apart anyway.
Isn't that one of those pyramid deals?
Many people associate the term pyramid with an unethical or even illegal business scheme where there is no actual product or service to be sold. Just a short-term opportunity for a handful of people to get rich quick by recruiting others into their program. Fortunately, over the years, the laws have stiffened, and these illegal pyramid schemes have been virtually eliminated. Ironically, this pyramid structure we have such negative preconceptions about is found in most organizations we are very familiar with, such as our schools, churches, governments, and especially corporations.
411 will help us today to look up President Clinton's email address. Type in Bill Clinton and hit enter. It looks like there are a lot of Bill Clintons out there, so how do I know which address is really President Clinton's? Since the White House is part of the government, President Clinton's email address will have .gov as its top-level domain, and here it is.
Where are we going?
Why don't you love me like you used to do? Commitment. What did she call the last 11 months? My hair still curly and my eyes still blue. That's the way she wants it. Hey, if she can go her way, we'll go our way. You know what I mean?
One day it could all come down to a few inches. For those few inches.
Now, don't break our hearts.
Mr. President.
Has left the president fully incapacitated.
The nation mourned as President William Harrison Mitchell was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery early this morning. After lingering in a coma for almost 5 months, the president succumbed Thursday at 4:20 p.m.
Bittersweet
Eastern
ceremony in the
Standard
nation's
Time.
capital. Vice President Gary Nance was officially sworn in today as the 45th President of the United States. Under the terms of the 25th Amendment, Nance has been acting with full executive authority since Bill Mitchell's incapacitation. The new president promises a leadership of...
This may be the eventual blessing in disguise to come out of the Iran-Contra mess.
How can he lie like
There are
that?
now 17 months left in this administration.
How can he pull that shit?
What shit? Now, where do we have reservations at?
The American people.
mean, I'm not really hungry, but I'd like to have reservations someplace.
How can you be so fucking, I don't know, cool about it?
Some guys are just born cool, I guess.
Bateman? What are you so fucking zany about?
I'm just a happy camper. Rocking and a rolling.
Oh, brother, look. He presents himself as this harmless old codger, but inside.
What you've been dying for. Don't be afraid, baby. Touch it and explode. Understand that I love you. But more than that, I want you. Everybody always told me good things come to those who wait. But I've got so much on the menu. I just can't. I can't wait, baby. I can't wait, baby. I can wrap my legs all around you, girl. Scandalous. I'm talking about you and me. Marvelous. Baby, can't you see? Anything you ever dreamed of, I'm willing to be. Tonight is gonna be scandalous, 'cause tonight I'm gonna be your fantasy. Scandalous.
Presidential scandals.